everybody. This is Gregory with 5-Minute Catholic Apologetics, where 5 minutes of your time may get you to the divine. Today, we're going to meditate on Christ calling his first 4 apostles and what we can learn from that. Now, before we begin, let's start with a prayer. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritui Sancti. Amen. Gloria Patri et Filii et Spiritui Sancto, sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen. So this is an ongoing series on submitting to the will of God. We have a previous episode on Joseph of Egypt. We have another one on Samuel. We have another one on Jonah. And I'm sure we'll have one on St. Paul in the future. But I wanted to cover this because it's one of those little short snippets. We're going to cover in Matthew 4, when Jesus calls the first 4 apostles, the 2 couplets of brothers. And I think there's just so much to glean from this. So let's get straight to it. Matthew 4. As he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw 2 brothers, Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Immediately they left their nets and followed him. And going on from there, he saw 2 other brothers, James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, in the boat with Zebedee their father, mending their nets, and he called them. Immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. Now, we just got to take this for granted, but I mean, put yourself in that situation. So Jesus is not rolling in with like Prince Ali from Aladdin, where it's like this caravan of wealth behind him. It's just Jesus by himself. And he's like, "Follow me." And you can kind of see this play out with Matthew when he calls Matthew to follow him too. "Follow me." And they're like, "Okay, I'm in." I mean, we take that for granted because we have hindsight. But they don't know Jesus. They're like, "Wow, this guy must have been really charismatic because he was dirt poor." And was just like, "Follow me." Okay, I'm in. Remember, there were a lot of false prophets and false messiahs during this time of the turn of the millennium that the Romans swiftly put down. And how would they know that Jesus was just like those dudes? Or Jesus was crazy? But they responded to God. They didn't know it was God, but they responded to him. "Follow me." And they just dropped everything. They're fishing. The sons of Zebedee mending the nets. They just like, "All right, Dad, see you later. Hopefully I'll see you soon." Bye. Boom. Gone. And I love to juxtapose this with the rich man, the parable of the rich man. Now, of course, that's a parable, but it's a story, right? So he goes, "Jesus, what must I do to inherit the kingdom of heaven?" "Oh, I follow the commandments, the Torah, the Mosaic law." And he's like, "Well, that's great. Now, why don't you give up everything and follow me?" He can't. He walks away sad, right? So these 4 guys do it. And I think that's meant to be in there to juxtapose the 2. These guys do it, rich man can't. Who do you relate to more? Just like the episode we did on the prodigal son. We can relate to the prodigal son. Prodigal means wasteful, extravagant spender, profligate spender. We can relate to the father, but I think most of us relate to the older brother. "Well, it's not fair. He spent everything." I mean, we're all 3 in that, and that's why the parable is brilliant. But here you look at it, and most of us, let's be honest, we're too attached to mammon. We're gonna be like the rich man. "You want me to give up everything?" I mean, even Catholics are notoriously bad at donating money to the church, tithing. We don't have to tithe 10%. It's not dogmatic or anything like that, but we're not really good at it at all. So if you were to even say, "You know what? I'm going to give 40% of all my wealth to the church," like the widow, right? The poor widow gives everything she has, and Jesus comments on that. Most Catholics would be like, I mean, even Protestants too, like, like, "Well, I got to pay this." There's always excuses, right? But Andrew, Peter, like, "This is our livelihood. We're fishermen. Yeah, so yeah, we're going to go follow this stranger." See, What about, Peter was married, right? So what about their livelihood? They didn't think about that. They're like, we're going to follow this man. There's something about him. So what can we learn from this? What is Christ calling you to do? What is Christ calling us to do? Just like with the story of Samuel. Right? He's sleeping in the bed. Samuel. And he goes to Eli, what's up? I'm trying to sleep. Samuel. It's the same thing there. Christ will call us in normally pretty subtle ways, but he will call us. What do we do? What do we do? We are all Catholic, or if you're a Protestant here, you're a Christian. We're all called to serve the church and to serve Christ. Right? The works of mercy, their spiritual corporate, we're all called. We've all made a vow to do that. We're all made a vow to evangelize. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we more like the rich man who's making excuses? Are we more like Andrew and Peter, James and John? Or like, yeah, I'm in. Whatever you want. And that's a great prayer to do every night. Lord, help me to be an instrument of your will. Show me what you want me to do. Show me what you want me to do. Even if it leads to martyrdom, show me what you want me to do. I'm an instrument for you. Clearly, I wouldn't be on this planet if it wasn't for you. Tell me what you want me to do. I will be a vehicle for you. And whether that means being active in your church, or, raising children in a good way, or creating a blog or a YouTube channel, whatever it is, we are called to serve Christ in whatever way our skills are met. You look at Paul in 1 Corinthians, and we all have different gifts. Figure out what your gift is and serve. And most importantly, again, we want to be like these 4 guys. We don't want to be like the rich man, and we don't want to make excuses. So figure out how God is calling you right now. And I would say for most of us, we're attached too much to money. We're attached too much to status. We essentially worship money, idolatry. We care too much about what other people think. To the point where so many Catholics can't even do the sign of the cross in public. We're just so busy keeping up with the Joneses and accruing stuff. And even Christ talks about why on this story, why are you accruing all this grain in the silo, and then the guy dies, and this stuff doesn't go with you. Same with our kids, right? We're misprioritizing with our kids. Let's just let them watch hedonistic, change age at Disney content instead of teaching them in the faith. Go to that episode, the number one mistake homeschooling Catholics do. And it's not instructing the faith, by the way, so go to that episode. So just meditate on that. Go to Matthew 4 and read this. And what is God's will for us? And figure it out. And a year from now, I don't want you to be in the same place you are now. I want you to be doing something that serves the kingdom of God, that serves the church, that helps others, that employs the works of mercy, whatever it is. Figure out your strength and do it. Guys, post in the comments. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Hit the notification button so these episodes come to you. Join our membership for only $2 a month. If you want to support my cause, I would appreciate that. And share with others. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.